Hi, in this session we will cover SAP SuccessFactor. So we will be covering the to-do portlet, customizing the welcome portlet, SuccessFactor navigation, setting up the company logo, configuring the theme setting and the org chart and compensation. So let's see how it looks like in the system. So this is my SuccessFactor home page. So first of all, we will see how we can customize the welcome portlet. So all these different blocks which we can see on this screen, like the to do, analytics heading, my team, career, links. So all these different blocks, they are the portlets. A portlet is a configurable object on the SuccessFactor screen. Portlet provide the resources, charting or features for the users to assist them with the performance processes. So now the first scenario which we will be covering here is to how to customize the welcome portlet. So if we come down to on the screen, we can see this welcome portlet on the home page. So how we can customize this welcome portlet? So we have this little toggle on the upper right hand side of the welcome tile. So if I click on this edit custom tile, so it will open up the window wherein I can customize this welcome tile. So this is my edit custom tile page. Here I can set up the tile name, which is right now welcome. So but this welcome tile name will not appear to my end user. This is not shown to my end user. So we can type in a name here that describes the type of tile we are creating. After that, we have this show tile for this group. So this is how we can control to which all user groups this tile will be displayed. So here, if I go to the drop down here, so I have two different groups here, that is my India group and my US employee group. After that, we have the option of all employees as well. So if I want to show this particular tile for only my India employee, I will choose India from the drop down. And if I want to show this tile to only to my US employee, so I will click on US from the drop down. Similarly, for all employees, I will click on all employees. And if I want to create a new user group, so I can click on this add a new group, or I can delete the existing group from this delete groups option. After that, we have this option of show tile on these dates. So what does that mean? So show tiles on these date means, let's say if I want to show this particular tile only during the certain dates. So I have two options available here. The first one is all dates. So all dates means that this tile will be appearing on all the dates irrespective of any particular dates. Similarly, if I want to show this tile only on the certain dates, so I can select this radio button only certain dates, and I can select the from date and to date from the calendar. So this is how we can control the display of the tile on the home page. Then we have this tile display size. So we can have the tile size as medium, large or extra large. So depending on our requirement, we can change the size of the tile. Then we have the configure content as a step 2. So if I scroll down, so I can select the language from here. So in the drop down, I can have the list of all the available languages to me. So I can select the available language and the language of my choice. After that, we have the tile title. So this is the title which will be appearing to the end users at the top of the tile. So we have to be very careful while giving this tile title, since this is the title which will be appearing to my end users. After that, we have this description. So here I have mentioned that the welcome tile displays the messages and the useful links from your HR team. So this is basically the description which user will see in their tile browser. So again, this is the most important information from this tile because this will be visible to the end users. After that, we have this main content. So in the main content, I can do the formatting of my main content. I can choose the different styles. I can choose the heading or make it as a normal. I can choose the font. I can choose the size. I can make it bold, italic, or I can underline it. So once I'm done with all my settings, I have this option of preview. So if I click on the preview here, so I'll be able to see the preview which will open up in the pop-up window here. So I can see how my tile will be appearing to my end users later on. So if everything is fine, I can click on the save button and I can come out. Similarly, if I want to delete this particular tile, I can use this delete option which is available to me on the tile setting options. So this is how we can customize the welcome tile. After that, the second thing which we will be covering is how we can use the SuccessFactors navigation and the basic features. So let's cancel it and go back to the home screen. So right now I'm in the admin center, so I'll click on the home page. So on the top we have this search for the actions or the group, and also we have this to do tile, so where I can see the to do list in my area. So to search for the particular employee or a particular action, I can use this SuccessFactors navigation. So here, if I want to search for a particular employee, I can simply type in the name of the employee in this action search box. So let's say if I want to search for an employee whose name is Robert. So if I type in the Robert in the navigation search, I'll be able to see the list of the employees who have the name Robert or they have the Robert as part of their name. So now let's click on this employee. If I click on it, it will open up the employee's public profile. So I can see here that now I can see Robert's public profile. Now if I want to see the org chart of this particular employee, I can just scroll down and I'll be able to see the org chart portlet. So this is my org chart portlet. So if I want to see this in a full size, I can click on this full size and I will be able to see the org chart of Robert in the full screen. Now if I want to go one level up, I will be able to see the org chart one level up for Robert. So now I can switch to the different view, which is my position org chart. So if I click on the position org chart, I will be able to see the more details of all the employees which are in the org chart for Robert plus the level 1. So here I can see the designation and the other things also which I can control while setting up the org chart. So that we will be covering in the later session. But for now we can see how we can see the org chart and how we can see the position org chart. So this is how we can check, we can search for the employee and we can check the org chart for the particular employee. After that, the third thing which we'll be covering is how we can set up the company logo. So for this again we have to go to the home page. So if I click here and if I go to the home page now, So these things we have to do in the admin center. So from the home, we have to select the admin center. So if I go to the drop down here, so we have the admin center here. So let's click on the admin center and the admin center page appears. So in this we have different options, like we have the objective management, we can do the calibration, recruiting, payroll, company settings, on off boarding, learning. So all these different options, the 360 reviews, so all these different options we have in the admin center. But since we have to change the company logo, so we have to choose the company settings. So let's scroll a bit down. If I go to the company setting here, I have the option of setting up the company logo. So if I just go a bit down more, so we have this option of upload company logo. So if I click on the upload company logo here, I'll get the option of browsing the pictures where I can upload the desired company logo, and this will appear on the SuccessFactors home page. So if I click on the browse here, I'll be able to select the file, and after that I can click on this save, and then this logo will appear on the SuccessFactors home page. So this is how we can set up the logo, we can set up the company logo on the SuccessFactors home page. After that, how we can configure the theme? So for configuring the theme also, we have to use the admin center. So let's go back to the home screen again. And then if we go to the home and then the admin center, so now in the admin center, we have to go to the, for this one, like we have to go to the company settings again. So under the company settings, we have the option of theme manager. So if I scroll down, if I go to the company settings, so here we have this option of theme manager. So let's click on this and see what will happen. So this is my manage themes page. So basically the themes determine the look of your SuccessFactors page. So we can assign any theme to be shown to a specific group. The theme marked as default is the one that is shown to everyone else. We can change the themes as often as we like. So here I can see that this is my default theme which is assigned to my SuccessFactors. And all these other themes which we are able to see here, so these themes, they are available to us and we can set them for the particular groups. So now here we can see the theme name, we can see the default, we can set the theme as the default, and then we can set up the visible to, like to whom, to which group this theme will be visible to. After that I can see the last updated date of it and I can see the description of it. Now if I want to create a new theme, I have to click on this create a new theme. And now I'm in the create a theme page. So in my create a theme page, I have to provide the theme name, then the theme description. After that I have to provide one theme identifier. Then we have this quick theme page background color. So if I want to change the color scheme, I can simply click on it. I can choose the color scheme from here and I can click on this done. So this is how I can select the color scheme for my background. Then we have this search bar color. So this is how basically I can customize my screen. I can customize my screen and I can create my custom theme. So here I can see that if I want to search bar, if I want to choose the search bar color, I can choose it whether I want the dark color, whether I want the light color. Similarly, do I want to use the text shadows? If I want to use them, I have to click on yes. If I don't want to use them, I can simply click on no. Similarly, do I want to show the container shadow? So I can choose from none, dark and light. Similarly, if we have the use the downloadable fonts. So if I want to allow to use the downloadable fonts, so I have to choose yes. If I don't want to allow, I have to choose on no. And then we have this use advanced styles in the older browsers. So this setting will basically allow the use of modern visual styles like rounded corners and the shadow effects on older browsers like Internet Explorer 7 and 8. So if I want to select this setting, I can choose yes, otherwise I can choose no. Now if I scroll down a bit, so I have two more options here, that is my fine tune and my theme sharing. So if I expand the fine tune, so I can see that I have lot many options under the fine tune. I have the option for the background, for the header background, for the logo, for the placemat, landing page theme, module picker, menus, global navigation, portlets, styles, primary buttons, highlight elements, tables, diagrams and the footer. And if I expand each one of them, I have the options of setting up them individually. So I can set up my header background, I can set up my background, I can set up my logo, I can set up my menus. So I can expand any one of them and I can choose the different options like the text color, font, images, everything I can choose for my theme. Once done, I have to simply click on this save. And we have this option of the theme sharing as well. So if I want to import any theme, I can simply click on the import theme. If I want to export this theme, I can click on the export theme option. So this is basically to import and export my themes, existing themes. After that, we will check how we can create the org chart, how we can do the configuration of the org chart. So yes, I want to continue because I don't want to save this theme. So for the org chart configuration, again I have to go to the home page and then I have to go to the admin center. So this is my admin center. I'll go to the admin center again. And now under the company settings, I have to choose my org chart configuration. So if I go to my company settings, so I have this org chart configuration. If I click on the org chart configuration here, so here we have the different display options. So these are my org chart configuration options. So I can use this page to configure my org chart related settings. So first of all, I have my basic org chart. So I can check the display photo. If I want to display the photo, I can set the hide the matrix manager info in the V12 org chart. If I want to display the portlet photos in the org chart, do I want to hide the contingent workers in the V12 org chart? So I can use these check boxes to show or hide these options. Similarly, if I go to the succession org chart, so here I have the option of setting up the fields to display and their order. So in the position org chart, we have seen that there were the different options that we will be checking here in the position org chart. So in the succession org chart, I have the option of showing the position title, photo, employee name and the employee title. So I can use this checkbox to show or hide them in the succession org chart. I can use this up and down arrow keys to move them from the position. So let's say if I want to display the employee name at last and the employee title before that, so I can simply move it down using these arrows. Similarly, we have the additional options, like if you want to hide the role information, if I want to allow the succession planners to view the successors on the org chart nodes, do I want to show the number of nominations for each successor. Similarly, we have the options for the position dialog. So if I go to the position dialog here, so I have the option of allowing the succession planners to add, edit or delete the positions. So if I want to allow them, I have to choose this checkbox. If I don't want, I can simply uncheck it. Similarly, we have the allow users to edit the position tile. So if I want to allow the users to edit the position tile, I have to select this option. Then we have the position org chart. So in this, I can set the fields that are displayed on the position tile in the position organizational chart. So here also we can use these arrows to determine the order of the fields in the display. So I can see here that I have choose the position ID, external name, the job title, and then we have all other these options which are available, but I have not chosen them to be shown on the position organizational chart. So if I want to add it to it, so I can just simply select it and I can click on the save. So let's say if I want to show the company also, I can click and I can click on the save. So after that, my position org chart will show all the different things which I have selected on this page. So this is how I can set up the org chart configuration in my SuccessFactors environment. So now we will see how we can set up the compensation in the SAP SuccessFactors environment. So for this, let's go back to the home screen again. And then we have to choose the compensation from the home page drop down. So here we have this option of compensation. So if I click on the compensation, so I can see here that what all different options we have. So I can select any one type of the compensation here. So let's say if I want to select this short-term incentive plan. So I can see the detail of the short-term incentive plan here, like which all employees it is allocated to, and I can see the details of them, like the final payout, target, all these things we can check from here. So now on this compensation page, we have first of all the forms. So what is the form here? A form will contain the data for the comp planner, and the data exists only for those employees which are the part of the comp planner hierarchy. So we can use the executive review here. So this executive review is to check and manage the compensation planning process for a large population of employees. It allows you to group the data from multiple forms into a single view. And then the executive review, it allows the users to check all the data that a comp planner can see on a form, and this includes the demographic data, merit increases, adjustments, and other data field that appears on the comp form. So the key difference between the form and the executive review here is that in the executive review, all the employees from multiple forms are listed on one page. The user with the executive review permission does not necessarily have to be included in the form's route map in order to see the data. So if I go to the executive review here, so here I can see the executive reviews like the annual individual incentive program, compensation plan, comprehensive compensation plan, report master, short-term incentive plan. So these are the different reviews which are available in my system. So here if I choose any one of them, so let's say if I choose the compensation plan, so here I will be able to see the display option and the filter option. So I can see here the display option and I can see the filter option. So the display option, it will allow you to select all the fields in the executive summary. So we can use this grid to plan or allocate the compensation for our group, and a proposed allocation is suggested by the system based on each team member's performance, pay grade and the benchmark. So we can fill in the allocation we want here. So these are my display options. So display option, I have the different columns under the employee data and the compensation data and the budget allocation. So currently we are only selecting the job title, review rating, current annual salary, salary grade and the range penetration. So if I want to do any changes to it, I can simply select in the check boxes and I can click on this update screen. So this is how I can change the display option here. After that, the executive review, it gives the user the ability to filter, sort, view and export the data based on division, department, location. So for this we can open up the filter options here. So if I scroll down, so I can see that I have the different filter options available to me here. So I can have the view division, department, location and the salary grade. So I can choose the values available here. I can filter down my data based on all these values. After that we have this permission. So employees can add it or the employees I can view. So basically these are the permissions which I can choose. Then we have this currency view. So my currency, it can be the functional currency, it can be the planner currency or it can be the employee local currency. So I can select the currency view from here. And then here I can see the budget, total and the unallocated. So we also have an option to import and export in the compensation plan. So once we click on the export, we have an option to select the file type. So let's say if I scroll down, then I can see the option of importing and exporting here. So if I click on the export, so I can see here that I want to add my compensation changes to the exported file, then upload it when I'm done. It is recommended if you want to primarily make the changes by import. So we recommend selecting this option if you plan to import your compensation changes into the system. So basically this is the information which SAP is providing to us, and then we have the format. So I can export it as an Excel or I can export it as a CSV, and then I can also choose the file encoding, and then I can click on this export to get my compensation plan exported to this particular file as a CSV or as a Excel. So this is how I can set up the compensation and I can export my compensation. So basically in this session we have discussed how we can customize the company logo, how we can customize the welcome portlet, how we can use the SuccessFactors navigation to search for an employee and to see the org chart, and then I can see how I can configure the theme setting, how I can create the new theme, how I can customize the theme and the org chart. And then we have seen how we can check the different compensation plans which are existing into my system, and then how I can export them as a CSV and the Excel file. So this is the end of this session. Thank you.